Welcome to the Michele Roy Show.
Good morning or afternoon, wherever you're listening from, or evening. Welcome to another Michele Roy Show. I'm very happy to have you. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Today I'm giving a little bit of an update on my health, but also to wonder how are you doing. I would love to hear from you and see how your health is doing and the different things that you're doing for yourself that helps you each and every day. So my friend, thank you for this time and let's dive in. Well, recently I explained in my other podcast regarding my little venture to A&E. Not that I wanted to go there. I don't think anybody wants to end up there. And I was explaining about my chest pain and how difficult it was, with the stabbing feelings and also going down my arm. And it did worry me. I have to be very honest. It wasn't easy to take off the back noise of saying, is this your heart? Has it come to this? Especially when you navigate so many different chronic illnesses, it's really difficult to know when one begins and the other one starts or the other one ends, But you have to tap into yourself. You have to really take it slow. And that's one thing that I have to constantly remind myself. It's okay. You're going to get there. It might be a little bit longer than I think or hope, but I'm going to get there. And keep looking for answers. I think that's so important. And not just taking the first answer that comes to you. If you find something still not quite right inside of you, I always encourage you to really listen because we have an innate ability to know what our body needs. In each of us, our bodies are so unique, right? They say that one eye, fingerprint, a heartbeat, we're all different. We're all uniquely made. And then that means that we need to be able to really hone in to know what our body needs, how it's going, and what we can do to help and support it. So the past 12 days, more or less 12 days or 2 weeks, I've been through this new part of my journey, let's say with different sorts of pain, chest constriction, pain in my chest, down my arm, my left arm, and it's been very worrisome, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, I've been trying my best to do what I've always been trying to do, which is breathe, trying to settle myself, really dive in deeply to the core of my being, connecting, letting go, and really trusting that God is caring for me, regardless of how my pain is or what's happening with myself. But it isn't easy, is it? How do you find yourself when you're waiting for appointments and waiting for tests to be done and you don't know the answers? And you know that there's something that's not quite right, but you can't point your finger at it. And you're sending from one test to another test, and then you have to keep following up on the doctors or the secretaries. And that's something that I had to learn to do for myself. I suppose in the last 7 years, I have to be my own advocate for my own health. In the beginning, I didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't want to be bothering the secretaries or bothering for appointment. And I always kind of allowed it to just be, that's how it is. Everything takes time. But sometimes you need to be that little squeaky wheel that keeps screaming a little bit louder than the others to get heard. And not in a bad way. I think it's just important for us to be able to take just the reins sometimes and listen, follow up on it. Because when I was in hospital, both in A&E and the next day to another hospital, I was told I was going to be referred to my echocardiogram and the Holter within that week. And only to find out that they never had sent the referral letter. So even for me to try to process that, trying to call the hospital, trying to get through to secretaries, trying to get through to anybody, it's not easy, and it's a little bit about being firm and patient at the same time, understanding that stress causes your whole body to feel more tense, which causes more pain. So there's a real fine balance between the two. So letting go and saying, okay, well, I'm still here and that's good. But trying to understand what the pain was causing and why my body was acting the different ways, And it's not like I'm not used to having pain, with both trigeminal neuralgia, which is a horrific amount of pain, and then having to deal with that and fibromyalgia and Lyme, it's the whole body is in pain. But it's being able to take care of myself with a new pain, with a new understanding and trying to soften my mind from worrying and going off in a tangent of what could be happening with me and just bringing myself back while at the same time being proactive and ensuring that I got the support I needed. So I was able to get an appointment with my GP on this Monday, and then he was able to refer me to, again, because the letter had finally come in from the hospital, to the cardiologist. And yesterday I was able to see the cardiologist. And I was really relieved to be able to talk to the cardiologist, I have to say, because seeing different doctors and having to wait around and knowing that there's something that's not quite right, but you're not understanding it, it was really just encouraging. So the echocardiogram showed my heart is doing good. I just have to take good care of it. I think exercising is one of those things that has been difficult for me, and I need to go back to, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and try to increase that so my resistance can be better and that my body can continue working well. But at least I am not having a cardiac problem. But what they had said before about costochondritis, which is something new. I don't know if you have ever heard it. That's what I apparently have. And it's an inflammation of the cartilage between your breastbone and your sternum. Isn't that interesting? And causes such horrific pain that you can feel that you're having a heart attack. So there you go. This is something that I'm learning now to deal with. And I was back to my anti-inflammatory diet during the last 2 weeks anyway, just to help my body. And it's always about tuning in. It's always about seeing what we can do each day. And I've been really, really tired, really fatigued recently. And I don't want to be boring about my complaints, but in any case, I hope that you can learn from this or that it can help you in any way. But I just have to give myself plenty of extra rest. My mind feels there's so much that I can be doing, and my body is like, nah, no way. Pause, stay, and just let it be. And I was actually able to surrender to that. To just say, okay, you know what, body, you need the rest. I'll give it to you. I do the appointments and I come back and I go to sleep. And if I can't go to sleep, I listen to meditation and I just allow my body to be resting and just taking one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, even, and showing kindness to myself. And well done. Well done me for keeping and going for the answers and pursuing the appointments and making sure that I got it. And I want to ask you, my friend, what are those appointments that maybe you have been ignoring? And maybe you should call. Just find out. Have they lost the file? They do it a lot of times. Is it about time for you to go for a checkup, a routine checkup? Just to check in. Look under the hood. How's it going? How's it doing? Because our bodies are wonderfully made, but they need us to take care of them. They need us to fuel it with the right food, with the right input, with the right, personal, what are we reading, are the things that we're allowing our bodies to take in, what are we listening to, what are the voices that are around us, that are they helping us or they're pulling us down? And most of all, we need love, we need tenderness, we need kindness, and we need those around us to support us. So my friend, I wanted to be able to share this with you as a little update and say, hey, I'm here. I'm still fighting. I'm going slower than a slug right now, but I'm still going. And it's the movement. It's going forward. It's believing that it can be done, that our bodies are wonderfully and beautifully made, and that we are here for a purpose. I want my pain to be used to glorify God. I understand that whatever is going on in my life, there is a reason. And I believe that God will work all things well and all things come together for good to those who love Him. So I hope and pray that my message of hope and encouragement of dependence on God, for He is my source, my strength, can encourage you, however you're feeling today, or maybe a loved one that you know who's struggling right now. Be there for them. Show kindness, show love, show compassion. A word of love, a word of reminder of them that they're doing well, that they are warriors, and that they're going to continue doing a great job means so much to them. in between all of this, I received a beautiful message from someone who I recently met, and he was reviewing my book. He had read my book in less than a day and a half. Well done. And he was just giving me a compliment about it. And it really touched me because he said he never really thought about people who face chronic pain, or, this is not something that he would face, but being able to bring light to that and to show that we might look just perfectly fine, but that doesn't mean that we are fine. So just to have a little bit more grace for those around us, because we never know what people are going through. So my friends, I just want to let you know that all is well and that God will continue working things out. Remember, you are stronger than you think, and you have everything inside of you to keep going, to keep pushing through, no matter what. God is with you. I'm sending you love, prayer, and a lot of might. Have a beautiful day, and I see you again next week. Bye for now.
This was the Michele Roy Show.